Welcome back to Warriors Pregame Live, presented by Comcast Business, as we look at today's injury report between the Bucks and the Warriors. And good news for the Golden State Warriors, Moses Moody is available. He felt some soreness in his right thumb. Of course, he had the offseason surgery, but he is ready to roll tonight against Milwaukee, coming off his 2 games at Chase Center earlier this week. Oh, breaking news. The Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's out tonight.
Whoa!
With that left knee. Jonathan Sackey, our producer here, just told me in our ear. So that changes things for the Milwaukee Bucks. Kevin Porter Jr. also allowed him to miss his 4th game of the season. But obviously, let's start right there. No Giannis. And the last time the Warriors saw Giannis last season, Draymond Green held him to 5-16. But he's off to a hell of a
what
start.
What are you trying to say, Bonte? Is Draymond-itis?
The Draymond flu?
You're saying
no,
it.
I'm not saying that. I am not
that.
saying that with the way Giannis is playing. He had 37, 8, and 7 the other night against the Knicks.
Giannis is averaging 36, 14, and 7 this season. This is the best career start for him so far, which is saying a lot because he's a former MVP as well, Bonte. This is a huge blow for the Milwaukee Bucks to lose him right now, and there's a chance for their role players to come into the game and step up. They're actually playing without Kevin Porter Jr., which is also a big loss for them on the offensive end. For the Warriors, the objective remains the same. You're coming into this game with a huge momentum. You're 4-1. You've had some big staple wins against the Clippers, against the Lakers, and lastly against the Clippers, Lakers, and the Denver Nuggets. No, coming into this game, you have to continue on that momentum. Defensively, holding the Clippers to 30 points in the second half. It just shows that Steve Kerr has this arsenal of talent that he can pull out of his trick, and he's pulled out defense so far has helped the Warriors win.
I mean, think about this. Giannis the other night against the Knicks, he was 14 of 14 in a restricted area. 60 of his 82 shots have come in a restricted area. He's made more field goals inside the paint than 4 teams in the NBA. That'd be the Jazz, the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Sacramento Kings. Wow, this is a big-time development, but it's key for the Warriors, right, to not let up against Milwaukee and worry about what you can control, which is your play.
Well, Giannis is shooting 70% from the field inside the paint especially. So with that being the case, I think the Warriors, the way you attack the Bucks is different now. Defensively, when Giannis is playing, you're building a wall, starting to stop him from getting to the middle of the paint and also trying to get out to the shooters because that pressure on the inside leads to a lot of easy passes, averaging 7 assists. So the whole way the Milwaukee Bucks play is going to be different. For the Warriors coming into the game, you're also offensively, you don't have to worry about that big guy coming from behind you to block a shot. Giannis also averaging 1.3 blocks. So the whole scheme for the Milwaukee Bucks has been turned on its head. But for the Warriors also, your scheme, you're looking like, okay, now we can get what we want offensively, but we can't play down to the level of the competition because they still have a lot of potential players that can go off. Especially, Ryan Rollins? He had a big game last game.
They didn't want you, right?
They didn't want you. This is one of those games.
So the Warriors, they played 5 of their first games in the first 8 games of the regular season, but Steve Kerr and Jimmy Butler touched on their recent run of success. All right, it's time now to connect with the great KB, Kareth Burke, Petaluma's finest, Dalton Johnson, courtesy of Comcast Business. Every connection counts, and we know about the schedule so far, KB. 5 games in 8 nights, but they're 4-1. They've had some success, and they're undefeated at Chase Center so far this season.
Hey, 4-1 feels good, and I'm thinking about that Clippers score, 98-79. So a 19-point win in a game where the Warriors didn't even score 100 points. And the night before, they were running up and down the floor like a track meet against the Grizzlies, scored 131. So just looking at the wins this season, each game had a different flavor, and they got different contributions from different guys to put these wins together.
Yeah, how much can we really take from 5 games? Because last year, if we jumped to conclusions after 15 games, we would have had parade plans down Market Street already. So I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself right now, but this team is much different than the squad that the Warriors had to begin last season. And I'm looking at the type of wins, the quality of wins, and what they're telling me already. We already said how impressive it is that the Warriors went 4-1 in just an 8-day span to begin the season, but all 4 wins were against teams that made the playoffs last season. The one loss, that is the definition of a schedule loss. The Warriors have taken down a true title contender in the Nuggets, where they showed their grittiness, but also Steph Curry's aura almost blinded us that night. And then they've beaten both LA teams after going 1-7 against them last year, snapping a 7-game losing streak to the Clippers, where the Warriors, they won their first 3 home games for the first time since 2018. The veteran stars are playing like veteran stars. The youngsters no longer look like a pack of puppies trying to find their way. And it's all coming together right now for the Warriors. You're seeing the depth, you're seeing the star power, you're seeing the growth and development. So the sample size, it's small, extremely small. But I think that what we've seen gives us a good feeling that this isn't going to be a mirage and that a statement has already been made throughout the entire league.
Well, if the top storyline this season is going to be age and the way that's intertwined with health, what we're seeing so far, and this is encouraging in this small sample size, that they can get contributions, as you were saying, from up and down the lineup. That's really important. It's not just Steph every night playing 36 minutes, 37 minutes. In fact, you look at some of the minute totals, it's been around 30 or 32 for Steph, sometimes a little more or less for Draymond. Jimmy's been playing the most minutes so far, but they are finding ways to rest because they're building the type of lead that they can keep. So we know that they're going to be on the road for 10 of the next 12, but consider this as well. If we're talking about tests and wanting to know, is this real? You can say, well, 4 of the next 5 road games are against teams that made the postseason last year. So as the sample size grows, look at the next few games, and then we'll know a little bit more about, is this real?
Yeah, as KB mentioned, 10 of the next 12 on the road, and that's what we'll discuss here, Fezzi. As you look at the calendar, I'm looking a couple weeks ahead. Now, the Warriors aren't. I am, because I'm sitting back in this chair. But you see the Bucks and the Pacers are the defending Eastern Conference champions. They played hard this season. Back-to-backs. Phoenix and then Sacramento. You know the Kings will be charged up for that game. The Nuggets, they'll be looking for some payback for what happened last week in overtime at Chase Center. And the Pacers, that's 1 of 2 home games over this stretch. And guess what, folks? The Pacers have yet to lose at Chase Center since that building is open. And then, of course, you get Oklahoma City, San Antonio for 2. So no doubt, after these 12 games, we'll have a better read on what the Warriors will be as a team moving forward.
Well, we've already established, because you're right, Bonte, this next 10 or 12 games are going to be a huge read for the Warriors season, I think, because you get to understand what the playoff seeding is going to look like for the Warriors here early in the season. We've already established that the West is going to be really tough this season. So wins are going to be hard to come by. So when you come into a stretch like this, you have to take advantage fully. It's a good start going against Milwaukee, going without Giannis. That is a huge blow for the Bucks, but also a great advantage for the Warriors. You got to come out and start with a win tonight to start this road trip off right.
And you heard Fitz the other night on the broadcast. It's about stacking wins and stacking weeks.
That's right.
You go 3-1 this week. Hey, you're sitting pretty here. Now you have an opportunity to go 3-0 and get greedy Saturday against the Indiana Pacers. But the Warriors will not overlook the Bucks, even without Giannis Antetokounmpo. But speaking of Giannis, Phil, you love Greece, right? You do. From Athens, Greece to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Giannis Antetokounmpo is well-traveled. But does he travel well? We'll have that for you on the other side.
Very
Warriors
nice.
Pregame Live.